Hello everyone, this is Shivani Kumari, a volunteer at Applied Forensic Research Sciences, and today I am here with MCQ on bloodstain pattern analysis. So let's get started. Question number 1. The well understood mechanism of blood that assists in the reconstruction of crime scene, and the options are A. Shape, B. Grouping, C. Distribution of bloodstains, or is it D. All of these? And the answer is D. All of these. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is not a classification of blood stain? And the options are A. Passive, B. Active, C. Spatter, or is it D. Altered? And the answer is B. Active. The next question is a professional association for those who routinely evaluate blood pattern evidence, and the options are option A, the International Association of Blood Stain Pattern Analysts, B, the International Union for Blood Stain Pattern Analysts, C, the International Association for Blood Pattern Analysis, option D, the International Committee of Blood Stain Pattern Analysts. And the answer is the International Association of Blood Stain Pattern Analysts. Moving on to the next question. What are the stains resulting from contact with bloody surface called? And the options are option A, deciphered stain, option B, median stain, option C, transfer stain, or option D, low impact stain. And the answer is C, transfer stain. Let's move on to next question. What do blood stain pattern analysts consider to determine blood stain pattern origin and the amount of force behind it? The options are A, angle of impact, B, angle of incidence, C, angle of convergence, or D, angle of inclination. And the answer is A, angle of impact. Moving on to the next question. What kind of impact does gun blood spatter have? And the options are A, low impact, B, medium impact, C, high impact, or D, large impact. And the answer is C, high impact. Let's move on to the next question. In which type of blood spatter patterns blood is often circular and not elongated? And the options are option A, impact spatter, option B, expirated spatter, option C, projection spatter, or option D, all of the above. And the answer is A, impact spatter. The next question is forward spatter from a gunshot wound will typically form. The options are A, larger drops and B, more concentrated, B, large volume blood stain, C, smaller droplets spread over a wide area, or is it D, none of the above? And the answer is C, smaller droplets spread over a wide area. Moving on to the next question. Tools used to determine area of convergence and area of origins include. The options are option A, elastic strings and protractors, option B, mathematical equations, option C, computer software programs, or option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. Let's move on to the next question. A rougher surface such as carpet or concrete disrupts the surface tension and causes. The options are the drops to break apart, little distortion of spherical shaped drops, a near perfect spherical shape, or no useful information. The answer is A, the drops to break apart. The next question is, in the case of multiple victims, analysts will often use DNA profiling to determine, and the options are whose blood is included in a given sample, location of the victims in relation to each other, location of the victims in relation to the perpetrator, or option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. Moving on to the next question. To help reconstruct events that caused bloodshed, what do analysts use to establish the area of convergence? The options are starting point of the bloodshed, the estimation of where the victim and suspect were, direction, or the origin. And the answer is option C, direction. The next question is the direction of travel of bloodstain is indicated by. The options are head of the bloodstain, tail end of the bloodstain spatter, or none of these. And the answer is option B, tail end of the bloodstain. Moving on to the next question. Which type of injury produces smaller, more linear pattern of bloodstains? The options are gunshot injury, sharp force injuries, blunt force injuries, or hitting or beating. The answer is option B, sharp force injuries. Now we move on to our last question, which is void patterns are important because they give the information about. The options are if objects are missing from the scene, if a body was moved, where a person was at the time of incidents, or all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. Thank you everyone for your kind attention. For more such videos, stay connected.